Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is the 14th of February. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you had a wonderful Super Bowl weekend if you were watching the big game here in the United States. We have a lot of news, everything from a few recalls happening in the industry, a very interesting new electric motor transmission coming from Toyota, and of course, Ford has some exciting news with its luxury vehicle lineup. All that and more is to come today on Daily Car News. Okay, good morning. It is the 14th of February. It's a Monday. We have a lot of news from over the weekend to catch up with. I want to start things off today with Stellantis. The Chrysler Pacifica hybrid has been issued a recall. Almost 20,000 vehicles are being recalled for fire risks. 16,741 recalled here in the United States, 2,317 recalled in Canada, and then another 750 recalled worldwide. What we're seeing are fires happening on the vehicles when they are either off or plugged in and charging. All were off and parked, but 8 happened to be charging at the time. We don't have too much more information other than the recall has been started with the NHTSA and of course Stellantis, but make sure if you do have a 2017 to 2018 Chrysler Pacifica hybrid, please reach out to your dealer for more. The 2023 Mazda CX-60 has been teased. We're expecting a 300 horsepower, 4-cylinder 2.0 liter gas engine with an electric motor. That's exciting. This is set to debut on the 8th of March. So far it's looking to be US only, but I think we're going to be getting a version here in the United States with a wider body called the CX-70 with a straight 6 engine available. No other details just yet, where we will have to wait until the 8th of March for full details on the car, but I'm seeing interesting reports that we might have a rear-wheel drive variant here in America. How cool would that be? Straight 6 engine, rear-wheel drive, hybrid from Mazda. I think that's going to be pretty interesting. Speaking of things we might get that are around the corner, Toyota files a patent for an electric vehicle with a manual transmission and clutch. Yes, a third pedal, the fun pedal, might be available for your electric vehicle in the future. Right now, patents are showing multiple gears, but it also has a gearless option. This is interesting to see. If you're an engineer and you're into patent wording, this might be for you, because right now it is very dry and very patent heavy. But what we're seeing is the patent using pseudo shifters or pseudo clutch pedals, that specific language. So this gives me the hint that this isn't necessarily needed, that this transmission isn't necessarily a necessity for the vehicles to come, but it is more of a fun mode that you might be able to enter into. We don't know anything so far. We just know that the patent has been filed, so at least they have the technology in their books. We have no idea what plans Toyota has for this technology in the future. It's just very cool to see that it can be done. An electric vehicle with a manual 3-pedal H-pattern gearbox available. Toyota, please put that in the GT86 and call it a day. Right? That's what I'm expecting. I wonder what you guys are expecting too. Leave it down in the comments below what you would do with a manual clutch pedal electric vehicle. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of torque that it should be able to handle. Speaking of Toyota and parts, Toyota expands EV parts production in the United States with 2 more US plants. Following a $90 million investment, we're expecting 2 more plants in West Virginia and Tennessee. We're expecting these plants to make 120,000 rear motor stators for their electric vehicles in the future. If you don't know, a stator is the necessary part for an electric motor to work. It's what the thing spins in order to make the car go. We have a quote from David Roser, president of Toyota Motor Manufacturing in West Virginia. Quote, "Toyota is moving quickly toward an electrified future, and West Virginia will play a critical role in that journey. Our team embraces this challenge, and it's clear Toyota has faith in our ability and trusts us to take the company to new heights." Super cool to see Toyota's investment in electric motors, especially here with domestic manufacturing in the United States. Now, speaking of domestic manufacturing, Ford, I think, is raising the bar when it comes to their electric vehicles. We know that they are planning to go electric. The entire company is going to go electric by 2030, but I'm seeing reports that 5 new Lincoln electric vehicles are planned for 2026. Now this comes 4 years earlier than what we were planned by 2030. The Corsair, the Nautilus, the Aviator, and the Navigator will all have successors in the EV market. The first of these will be the 3-row Lincoln Aviator. We're expecting this by 2025, and the EV Navigator will come after, which we're expecting to be built on the Ford Lightning chassis. The Corsair and the Nautilus will likely be built on the Ford Mustang Mach-E chassis. Super cool to see what Ford is doing here. You know, Lincolns are just Fords with more leather. So it's very exciting to see that they are pushing what they're doing in terms of EV manufacturing. Now, to help Ford make these goals, they have hired another Tesla alum, a 12-year veteran, engineer Alan Clark. Now, Alan started with Tesla back in 2009 and has worked his way from senior design engineer all the way to director of new programs engineering. What he'll be doing in Ford, it seems to be, is he'll be joining the advanced EV development team for Ford, and is another example of Ford's commitment to taking Tesla off the top step in the world of domestic EVs here in the United States. Good luck to Ford, good luck to Tesla. Let's see what we can get out of this new competition. Now, Smart has a new EV crossover in the works. This was released back in 2021 at the Munich Auto Show, but that was just a concept. Right now we're seeing actual photos and camouflage photos of the car. The Smart #1, or the Smart #1, depending on what generation you're in, is bigger than the famous Smart 4.2, but not by much. We don't have many tech specs yet, but we do have exterior photos. It looks to be about the size of a Mini Cooper, maybe a little smaller. And right now, China-based Geely will be handling most of the engineering, whereas Mercedes-Benz is handling the design. Now, Geely and Mercedes jointly own Smart since their purchase of the company in 2020. Smart #1 will introduce to the market later in 2022, and hopefully sales will follow soon after. Production will stay in China, and we will see if it moves here to the United States. It's looking to be a more the rest of the market rather than a United States seller. We'll have to see if it has room here in the States. And lastly, the U.S. Department of Transportation is opening an evaluation into a large number of complaints about the rear view camera on the Honda Ridgeline. Problems revolving around the camera failing after normal use and suspiciously just after the warranty expires. The alleged issue affects 2017 to 2018 Honda Ridgelines, and owners are saying that the screen goes black when they put the car in reverse in normal use. One owner even reported saying that they were seeing exposed wiring with no black conduit surrounding it and supporting it. That's not good. That's how you definitely get breaks in those wires and things go wrong. The Department of Transportation Office of Defects Investigation, the ODI, is the office responsible for this, and they've received 42 customer complaints so far about the issue. They're noting most failures occur, again, just after warranty expires, so that's a little suspicious, they are noting. They are also saying this might affect about 71,000 Honda Ridgelines in all. So if you own a 2017 to 2018 Honda Ridgeline, you might want to look into this, contact the DOT, contact Honda to see what can be done about your car. Now, we don't have any comment yet from Honda as of the filming of this video, so we will be keeping an ear on the ground as to what they say regarding this issue. That's been all today. Thank you so much for joining me today on Daily Car News. My name is Gary Fisalvo. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter @_Daily Car News. I am at Gary Fisalvo on the social media app. If you have any tips on what you might be hearing in the car industry, go ahead and give us a shout, and we will make sure to see if we can share it with the world. Thank you so much for joining me today. It has been a Monday. We will see you tomorrow on Daily Car News.